Good Monday, everybody. Good Monday. What a phenomenal entrance song. My good buddy Marcus and Ron wrote that for us. And that is going to be our lead in song from now on. That's how the show's going to start all the time. As you come see us out in the world, we'll start our live seminars with that beautiful riff right there, too. Those guys are big time guitar players, and they made a phenomenal intro for us. So thank you, Marcus and Ron, very, very much. Gang, what a weekend. Here we go. Table set, the band starts playing, and it is on like Donkey Kong, gang. You have no idea how phenomenal it's about to get, gang. We saw this coming with the anchovies in the cold water, and we are not being let down. What is happening right now is exactly what we predicted to happen. And it wasn't just me. There was a lot of the old timers in the industry that were talking about what was going to happen. And gang, it is happening. Now, this sand bass fishing going on right now is something that a lot of you never saw before. You got into fishing in the last 15 years. You've never seen this. Steve Duncan, Bugman, myself, oh my gosh, Tim Ogilvy, a lot of the old timers, Don Brockman, who's going to be on the show tomorrow with Michael Folks. This is what we predicted was going to happen. This is why we fought so hard to not let this sand bass thing be shut down. And lo and behold, here they come. The white bellies are here. The migratory sand bass have invaded in the last 3 days. And it goes from the Huntington Beach Pier all the way up above Isers, and it is full speed, as good as it could be, gang. And these are 1,000% migratory fish. If you go and you look at any of the fish reports or any of the fish counts or any of the Instagram posts, you'll see these sand bass do not look like the sand bass you guys have been catching the last 4 or 5 years. There's no darkness to them. These are highly migratory fish, just like I said every time I was on that commission meeting. And they would deny that, deny it, that this wasn't a migratory fish. Well, here it is. These fish do not live in Southern California. They came up from Mexico in massive schools. Tonnage and tonnage and tonnage is what I'm hearing from the guys, the old timers with the sonars that are looking at this fish. Literal tonnage. Now, those of you running sport boats down in the Imperial Beach area, San Diego, or up in the Oceanside, Dana Point area, it's time to get off of your train track and start to get out there in 12 to 15 fathoms with your beautiful sonars and your up and down fish finders, your photometers, and start looking in the mud. Get away from the structure. It's time to leave those fish alone that live here year round. This is sand bass time, baby. And what goes with the sand bass? We've talked about it on this show a million times. Yellowtail, bonita, barracuda, white sea bass, salmon, halibut. All this stuff is going to come off the beach. And all of it's migrating with these massive schools of this highly migratory sand bass. I'm super excited, gang. If you look at the fish counts for yesterday, astronomical. 1,600 sand bass on Saturday, 1,350 sand bass yesterday. That's just for the Newport Long Beach landings. They're the only ones on this that understand this migratory path of the sand bass. They're the only guys right now. Now, Dana Point will fall into the game here real quick. We have what's called the clam beds. They start around the barn kelp and go all the way up to the San Clemente Pier. The Oceanside boats should be offshore looking. And then San Diego, you guys should be hunting down there in the Imperial Flats big time. These fish just don't come flying up the coast and bypass all these phenomenal habitats and settle down in the Long Beach area, gang. I promise you, if you went out there and spent some time looking around, and those guys with the private boats, you guys can do this. You guys can find this fish. You want to make sure you have one of Captain Al's chum tubes. I was just talking to our good friend, Matt Ryan. You got to anchor. It's super important to anchor on this fish, gang. You don't Don't be the booger eater out there drifting through the fleet. Oh my gosh. Nothing would piss me off more when I was running sport boats than to see you and your 3 buddies drifting down the side of my boat. All you got to do is push your anchor over the side and then throw the chum tube that you got from Captain Al Clowers over the side and allow this fish to build up under the boat. The longer you can set there, the better it'll get. When you drop the anchor, you don't get bit right away. Get your chum tube over the side, tie it up on the bow so that chum's raining down under your boat and towards the back of the boat. There'll be current too. This is the time of year we have a lot of downhill current because of the moon and everything else that's going on out there. You may have to go a little bit heavier with your lead heads. What worked in years past, we had a bait that looks exactly like the hookup baits now. It's called the Crappie John. Those things work phenomenal. No bait needed, or you can put a little tiny strip of squid, scampies, all the plastics, all the rubber lures you guys have, all the plastic lures. This is what you bought them for. This is what it was for. This is what all these companies made it for. The sand bass, the barred sand bass, the extinct barred sand bass. Yeah, and don't troll around. I thought you were coming on the show today, Justin. Where are you? Don't troll by the boats. Drop your anchor, gang. And you can start to get into this thing. They're going to build up underneath your boat. The longer you can set, the better it is. The twilight boats are getting 300 or 400 a night. This is a massive, massive biomass of sand bass that has migrated into our Southern California waters. Couple of weeks before I thought it would actually be here, but I predicted this. I talked about it in the commission meetings. I've been talking about it on this show. We've been talking about it with the History of Sport Fishing and Michael Folks. It is here, gang. It's time to take advantage of this. This is what we all wait for. You guys don't want to catch sand bass? Go get in these massive schools of sand bass and fish a live mackerel. Get those mackerel you have in your bait receiver. The yellows swim with these sand bass. The big white sea bass swim with these sand bass. Giant halibut swim with these sand bass. And in years past, we would catch king salmon and silver salmon. Now, I know you're not allowed to keep them in California, but yes, it is, Lisa. Yes, it is. But gang, this is super exciting times. I'm so happy that you're all alive to see this cycle again. Like we talked about 100 million times on this show, the ocean is cyclical. The ocean is cyclical, and this is a cycle that I'm so excited that you're all going to get to see. It's something that if you've never seen it before, it's incomprehensible. The longer you can set on these big schools of sand bass, the more unbelievable it's going to get. As you look in the water and you're going to just look down, you're going to see sand bass everywhere. And the average fish is 15 inches. I'm talking to the guys running the sport boats in Long Beach and LA Harbor. And also the pictures, gang. I can't emphasize it enough. These are migratory sand bass. They're white bellies. We talked about it so much during the Fish and Game Commission meetings, and we were trying to explain to everybody how you can tell that it's a migratory fish by their bellies. The white bellies, these are sand bass that have not been living on our local rocks. We tried to tell these people that were in a mad panic because the sport boats weren't catching these things. Everything lines up perfect. We have anchovies for bait, right? Woohoo! That's why you're seeing these massive fish counts even before the sand bass showed up. The calico bass counts, the barracuda counts, all the other things that you were witnessing. Stuff that you hadn't seen in a very long time. I talked to Tim Ekstrom this morning, and he said he saw an albacore a couple days ago between the Tanner Bank and Clemente, free jump out of the water. Tim Ekstrom knows what a fish looks like, gang. He saw an albacore jump out of the water. When this sand bass shows up, historically, you go back, talk to the old timers and talk to your friends and family that were there. That the thing that came right behind him was barracuda, bonita, and offshore, here comes the albacore. We're in a cold water cycle, which is the best for Southern California. I know a lot of you got spoiled during El Nino in 2015. This is Southern California fishing. Hey, Randy, good to see you. Yeah, you did. You moved back just in time. We're in the really good cycle now for half day, 3/4 day, local fishing. A lot of the overnight boats back in the day would take advantage of this sand bass and stop on their way out to Clemente or on their way out to Catalina, get limits of sand bass in the pitch black dark, and then take their people over to the island to catch calico bass and yellowtail. All this stuff is right at your reach. Yeah, they taste way better, Rick. They're not just living on these things and collecting all the stuff that lives in Southern California water table. So they're coming up, they're flying up the coast. They live out there in that 80, 90 foot of water. 72 foot of water was my favorite zone to hunt. Whenever we would gather up in the mornings to go out and look for these things, 5 or 6 of us, like I talked with Todd Manser on the show before, I always wanted the 12 fathom line. Todd would get the 15 fathom line, or Justin Bottrell would get the 11 fathom. Welcome, Justin. You'd get the 11 fathom line. I wanted the 12 fathom line, and we would just boogie down the coast, and you guys would boogie up the coast. And the fish are going to be in 11 fathom. They're going to be in 12. They're going to be in 15. And then this is gold for Justin. This is perfect. Right out front of your harbor, Justin.
Yeah, it's not very far at all. It's only a couple miles out. That's it.
And you got that great boat right there, right in front of where the fish are, gang. This is just, as far as taking children fishing, this is what got Justin and I hooked on fishing. And Al, we grew up sand bass fishing. This was it. You drop anything, you could drop a piece of trash in the water and catch one. That's how dumb these fish are. Talk about what it was like growing up with the sand bass for you, Justin.
Yeah, so we would run day and night every single day when the sand bass were up here. And it really didn't matter. Like you said, if you drop it in the water, you're going to get bit. I see a lot of people using those leads for the lead weights for bluefin. Try putting some hooks on those lead weights and drop them down to the bottom. You'll catch sand bass too. It's pretty fun. It's pretty crazy the amount of sand bass right now. There is an absolute screen full on your fish finder right now. It's unbelievable. So,
yeah, it's going to be so fun. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's really because of the anchovy. We're in an anchovy cycle right now.
And the cold water.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Captain Al Clowers.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
Came in here at 100 miles an hour to make it.
You did good.
Same thing.
Hey, those sand bass, there's some big ones, boy. I remember dropping just an iron down there, 7X, catching 5, 6, 7 pounders.
Yeah.
There's some brutes in the mix,
Yeah. If anyone wants to try something really cool, those white flukes that Okuma makes, and I don't know who else makes them, but the white flukes, if you drop those down, just top it off with little tiny squid strip, itty bitty tiny squid strip, and drop it down to the bottom and watch what you pull up. It's amazing.
Hey, if it makes it to the bottom.
Yeah, right? If it makes it.
Well, Justin, I know you were working on the boats in Newport during the big sand bass runs. That this is what this is right now. This is what you were witnessing back then. Yeah. How spectacular was it going out on the boat every day as a deckhand and getting to see all those kids getting lit up like a Christmas tree, catching a fish every time they drop their line in the water? I want you to talk about that for a little bit.
It was really spectacular because last year and the year before, when this whole sand bass thing, they haven't really migrated over here because we're in a warmer water cycle. You take them out fishing, every now and then they'd catch a fish. But back then, when we used to go out and the sand bass were wide open like it is right now, every single drop, everyone, even all the kids are going to get bit. They don't even have to do anything special. You'll hear me sometimes tell Ryan, it's not a jig, stop moving it around. It doesn't matter. You drop it in the water, they're going to get bit. You don't have to tell them, drop it all the way to the bottom, drop it over here, do this, wiggle it a little bit, don't wiggle it. It really doesn't matter. They're going to get bit. And they're going to be so excited. Way in 1997, 98, I worked on the freelance, and the kids, we would take out, I think, 50% kids and 50% adults. And we would load up 1,000 or more sand bass every single trip, day and night, didn't really matter. But those kids afterwards were so tuckered out. Half of them were sleeping. The rest of them were like, I want to do this tonight. I want to do this tonight. We would go out in the morning time, and the same kids would say, ask their parents. We'd walk by and we'd help them out. We'd hear them telling their parents, hey, can we go out tonight also? Can we go out tonight also? But we were booked up back then. Now, I don't know why the boats aren't booked up right now. It's kind of weird.
Well, really, talking to Brockman, this thing showed up on Friday. It showed up Friday. Massive schools just showed up out of nowhere, just like it's done. And we talked about it. It was hard when Justin and I would talk about this on the show for most of you to wrap your head around it. But Justin and I lived through it. Captain Al lived through it. That's why Captain Al does this for a living. That's why Justin does. That's why I do. If it wasn't for these barred sand bass, we wouldn't be here right now. This is what built the fleet in California. This is what built the bait companies. And now they're here. And you guys are all getting to witness it. And it's just absolutely spectacular. And the people will catch up. They're going to understand when they're seeing 15, 16, 2,000 fish in the fish count every day. Now it's going to get their attention. What happened here for the last 10, 12 years is everybody wants one of those 200-pound fish, Justin, that when they call Justin or Al, here's what they get the first time hey, Al, are the bluefin biting yet? You're like, no, but the da-da-da-da-da. Oh, okay, well, let me know when the bluefin are biting. And Justin has to listen to the same crap. And everybody's missing out on fishing. Fishing is so fun right now. This is what we've been waiting for, gang, and I'm so glad that we were able to keep it at 4. But you know what, Justin? The law's not even there yet. They're not going to have this law in place till the season's over.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they might change it back to 10 and we need to take them out there and let them get all sore armed. What are you talking about? There's a shortage. Check this out.
I'll take those commissioners out there fishing for a phenomenal fee.
Yeah, well, that'll be the day your boat breaks.
Yeah.
$29.95.
And you know, I've been watching Justin use that Akara jig on the dock and use it out at the island and stuff. And I didn't get to really use it. I've never fished with it. I took that thing to Alaska, you guys, and I don't know. It's just the most unbelievable lure. I caught billion fish on that thing. Lingcod, black rockfish, halibut, millions of I don't know. Everything eats that lure, just like Justin showed us at the dock. He catches fish on it. Rylan catches fish on it. I can't wait. They have a bigger one now. It's going to be gold for this sand bass. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's insane. Yeah, I got this little video. Brian's supposed to be on here right now because I got a whole bunch of new products to show us, but I want you to see this. This is this jig we're talking about, the Akara jig, gang. If you haven't tried one yet, I would definitely get one. And it didn't seem to matter the color. This lure is absolutely incredible. The balancing of the lure, the way it swims in the water, the flash tinsel, right? The way just everything about it, the way it sets in the water, Justin, it's like, it looks like a bait fish just hovering. It's the way they balance that, right? Talk about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's once you get used to using it, you're not going to want to not use it. That thing is absolutely amazing. It catches literally everything. I think I was on your live show one day. I think it was on a Monday or Tuesday, and I caught a 23-inch halibut right there on the dock with that thing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
The stock hooks on those things are so sharp and beefy that you don't need to mess with them. You can catch all kinds of big fish with them hooks.
Yeah, I got a bunch of holes in my fingers from those hooks trying to take the fish off, and the one swinging around. Those hooks are laser sharp.
Oh yeah.
And those of you that love bluefin, I guarantee you, if you take one of those and throw it into a foamer, hold on, baby. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep, that Akara jig is something to see, gang. We got the QR code up here on the screen. You can go over to Promar. when you watch Captain Justin or Captain Al fishing, you guys see so much Promar products on their boat. Now with the new products coming out, there's nothing. There's nothing in their arsenal that doesn't work. And a lot of their stuff is the only stuff we'll use because it's second to none. Just like the GT4 fluorocarbon, Justin designed the wind-ons for the people with his thresher shark fishing and his bluefin fishing. They listen. The cool thing about them, and Justin and Al will back me up on this, just like when they developed the Ghost Shrimp Pump, because listening to Al, they listened to Justin on all the different things about the wind-on leaders and the GT4 fluorocarbon. And then they listened to him so much, they put his picture on the package.
Celebrity.
Sorry, I'm looking up something real quick that Jason Cutter said.
So grab that QR code, gang. Save yourself 15% on all the products. And hopefully Brian joins us here. I know he's super busy because we're getting ready to go to ICAST. And I'll be at ICAST with the Promar guys, checking the cool stuff out, all the great stuff. Daniel Rubin will be there with the ReelQuick product in the new product showcase, which is pretty spectacular. One of our guys has got product in the new product showcase at ICAST. That's pretty cool.
Right.
All right, so some people were commenting on here that they think and they've heard from another website and stuff that the barred sand bass limit is 4 now. Well, it's not. It's 5.
It's not.
And per California Code of Regulations, California Fish and Wildlife 28.30, kelp bass, barred sand bass, and spotted bay bass are 5 is 5 in any combination of species. So, and they have to be a minimum of 14 inches long. So nothing's changed on it yet.
No, you know how long it takes them to do anything. It took them a long time just to come to the meeting and they couldn't even get to the meeting on time.
Yeah, they're probably just all wound up supporting the riots. I mean, the other stuff.
Oh my gosh. You know, their heads are exploding right now because they're seeing the fish counts at 15, 1600. They're like, oh, we got to put out an emergency closure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve, it may be July 1st. I didn't look up what date. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll get an email or something.
We all will, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Yeah. And these sand bass are great white meat fish, gang. If you're thinking about eating them, they're a wonderful white meat fish. And what I would do, keep taking 5 at a time. They're going to drop it to 4. We know that's going to happen. Take as many as you can. Give them away to your friends and family. It's okay to give away fish. As a matter of fact, a lot of your friends and family will be super excited to get that fish from you. As you know now, by seeing this sand bass migration pour into Southern California, you cannot adversely affect the population of sand bass with the fishing pole. Even though there's a bunch of people that fish for a living that wanted to tell you that we caught them all. What happened? Here they are. They're back.
We're actually having bass tonight for dinner.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey, those things are great. Great fish tacos. They freeze well.
Yeah.
Keep them up. Vacuum pack them and put them in your freezer. Have big old fish taco parties. They're great. They're really good to eat.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome, Brian.
How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Well,
Al, Justin, how are you guys doing?
Great.
How are you?
Good. Just busy, man. Getting everything ready for ICAST, all the products that we're developing, everything that we're getting up. It's getting pretty busy here.
We're excited to see the new products. I'm going to move you over to where my position is on the screen. Show us stuff.
All right.
There you go. Show us some stuff, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm sure some of you guys, especially when we went out on Don Hansen Day, saw that I was playing around with some new Ikara jigs. So we got some new sizes here. These are going to be available at the end of this month, so they are very close. I'm going to launch the pre-sale here pretty soon. I'm going to bump, the YSWG code up to 15%. So if you guys are looking to get your stuff, now's the time to get them. Pre-order them so you guys are one of the first people to have them. This right here is going to be the 170 grams. So we tested this out in like 200 feet of water. It got down there quick. We were able to jig with it. We got a ton of little red vermilions. We got some bocacios. We got a little lingcod. They've been doing really well. So we got a few sizes. We have the 170, and then we also have the 130, which is a slightly smaller size. And last, this one's more for like the inshore guys. But we have these tiny, I mean tiny. That thing is, I mean, that's compared to my fingernail. It's about 2 times the size of my fingernail. It's about my thumb. 15 grams. And I've been using these in the harbor, and I've been smoking the bass on these.
So we know that anyone else using it will really do good.
Yeah, exactly. If I can catch fish on these, you guys for sure can catch fish on these.
Hey,
So-
when the bays get all that little chubby swimming around and everything, man, that thing is so dangerous.
Dude, these things are going to be awesome. And they're rigged with the Dyneema rigging, same as all the other ones. BKK hooks, same as all the other ones. I've caught like some really nice spotties on these, like 17, 18-inch spotties, and they're smoking them. I've caught some really big sand bass on them. Not too long ago, I took them out and I hooked into, I'm pretty sure it was like a legal size halibut. Unfortunately, I ended up spinning the hook, but they get bit. They're just really cool. These smaller ones, I mean, you see a lot of other brands making them, but like because of the way we have these designed, they have a really small footprint with the same amount of weight in there. So it's like these guys are just killing it. And some more stuff here for some of the inshore guys, as well as the people who go to the island. We have this, which is not fully done. So I'm kind of showing you guys this on my own, but we got some swing heads coming out.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
Bobblehead, right?
Yeah. Little
Bobblehead,
wobblehead
swing
swing
head.
bait. Come bladed, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
This is a prototype, so we're not making any plastics. We just threw whatever plastics on here. I think this is like a sudden impact. Um, but the swing heads, this is something that we've been doing, and we're getting some larger size swing heads than what's out on the market. So, I mean, we've heard the demand. People only get them up to like an ounce to maybe an ounce and a half on certain brands for the swing heads, but we're gonna come all the way to I think 2 ounces is going to be our is going to be the thing right here. So this is awesome. This has been super cool. We've been testing these out, and these are doing amazing. And I'm really excited about this. We've been catching spotties on these. I mean, I fish inside the harbor all the time. The other day, uh, almost every other day I'm on the water. So but this is just some of the new products. We have some other stuff. We have some fillet knives that we've been working with some of the captains with. Justin had some input on this one, so that's something that you guys will be seeing pretty soon. I don't have any samples here right now, but I'm definitely going to be getting those um, pretty soon, and definitely want you guys to like see them. So when I have those in hand, I'm pretty sure we'll have them by iCast, so you might see some videos of Dave at the booth messing around with it.
Are they sharper than my knife?
Oh, by far, they're the sharpest knife out there, dude.
Hey,
Are you going to get them cut at ICAST?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut
Yeah.
somebody.
He's gonna get in trouble,
hey, Brian, those wobblehead baits catch everything at the lake,
dude.
everything
Everything,
in the bay.
freshwater, saltwater.
You can hook that. It's a hooked weedless right there. You can wind that through the alleys on the kelp. It
Yeah.
catches all kind halibut, you name it, corvina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're great.
we're changing just a few last minute things on this, so it's not fully done. The eyelet is getting pushed forward, so it's going to be pretty much sitting here on the mouth. So it's a little bit more weedless. But this was our first draft. We have our second draft right now being made, but it is using BKK hooks. So you guys, one of the most important things that we wanted to do is keep the price down. With everything going on right now, prices are going up, and we wanted to make sure that this was like as competitive as other brands, if not more. And it's using more premium quality hooks, premium quality steel. Everything here is just going to be a lot better in terms of like quality of what you get out the package straight out of the way than what I would say most other brands do. And I used to fish a lot of swing heads, But a lot of the times I found myself buying replacement hooks, right? I didn't want to use the generic hooks that they had on there. So the fact that we're providing you guys like these BKK hooks where they're like straight out of the packaging, you don't have to replace them, they're sharp as heck, and they don't really bend on you. Like these are awesome. Has like a pretty cool little feature here. Instead of you having to dig it into the thing, I don't know if you guys can see that it comes with a bait stopper here, so you don't have to dig it into your plastic up top, which helps kind of keep the life of the plastic, and it also keeps it weedless. And then it's also a twist lock, so you
Oh,
can have a
nice.
little bit more life on your baits than if you were to be running it through on like a traditional EWG hook.
And that's a heavy wire hook, looks like to me too, right?
Yes, sir, it is. Like I said, BKK. So these are not going to bend on you. The larger size ones have even stronger hooks. Like we wanted them to be straight out, like same thing as like Ikara. Ikara, we like really wanted them to be fishable right out of the package. You don't have to buy new assist hooks. You don't need to buy, your own rigging. It's straight out the packaging, ready to go. Like premium hooks, premium rigging, so that you guys can just fish them. You don't have to worry about all the other stuff. Everything down to the last tiny little bit of hardware is what we've been kind of focusing on. And so we're doing the same thing with these premium hardware, premium hooks, so you guys can just fish these straight out the packaging. You don't have to fiddle with doing anything else, and you guys can save your hard-earned money. Instead of having to buy extra hooks on the side and replacing them, you just have premium hooks out the packaging for the same price as the other brands.
Yeah, I like that little stopper on the hook where you don't have to go all the way out of the bait and then stick it back in.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to pull the bait forward, which ends up puts like a little bit of a hump on the back of the bait.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one, it allows it to be completely flush. You really can't even tell that it's there. And then these beads down here, they actually glow, and they're what hold the
The
willow
blade.
blade right there. Yeah.
Yeah, those things work good on schooling fish. Like at the lake in the fall when they start schooling in 80 foot of water, boiling everywhere. The little ones,
Yeah.
throw them on 5 pound braid, really light line, so you can cast them really far. They work really good, and they work the 1 ounce. You put a big old creature bait on that bad boy and just drag the bottom on those things, and they smash it.
Yeah, they smash it, dude. I took them out to Redondo not too long ago, and we were hooking up into some massive freaking sand bass, like 6, 7, 8 pound sand bass just right there off the rocks. So it's been fun, dude. Yeah, and then they're gonna come in a variety of sizes. So the highest size I believe that we're going to is 2 ounces, and the smallest size that we're going down to is I believe 1/8. So you'll be able to fish these everywhere from freshwater to saltwater, from the rocks, off the boat, at the island, inshore, off the boat, in the harbor, wherever it is that you guys really want to be fishing these. We have a size for you, and we have 4 different colors to start. So it's going to be the raw color, a fire truck red color, a green color, and a white and silver color.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hurry up and get those bad boys. I'll put some of those to use for sure.
Yeah, we'll have them soon. We'll have them soon. Those are supposed to be coming out sometime in August. So that's like I'm talking about this way in advance, but I'm just super excited about this, and we want to hear everybody's feedback. If you guys have anything that you guys have noticed in your swing heads, I'll start a chain on the community posts in the YSWG website, and let us know some things that you guys are looking for in your jig heads and your swing heads.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
A quick comment, really quick.
Yeah.
After further review, the sand bass as of June 1st is 4.
It is 4, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I still recommend everyone read up your own regulations. So, but yeah, it is 4 as of June 1st.
So Brian, I got a question. We have a couple of big sponsors looking at our stuff right now, and they're watching the podcast right now. With the way that you guys have been marketing with Justin and with Al and with Pablo and sending the products out with Rylan and Justin and Al and Pablo, can you let these guys that are sitting on the fence trying to figure out if this works, can you let them know what the impact is to see your product being used on a live fishing show, especially on Justin's boat? Because he's out 3-4 times a week with your products on the boat. And Rylan, Rylan loves to come to the warehouse there and do seminar. I think after ICAST, it's time to get Justin and Rylan back in there because that's like a playground for Rylan. All that stuff on the wall behind you is like going to Toys R Us for Rylan.
Yeah.
There he is. Rylan, what do you think? That's like Toys R Us right there, huh?
We got a lot of stuff in here. We got a couple new landing nets too. We have that Steve's been developing for the salmon market. So any salmon fishermen out there, I know that you guys are pretty, you guys are pretty peculiar on how you guys like your landing nets. We got some good ones coming. So, but yeah, in terms of working with Dave and Justin and Al and Pablo and everybody, I mean, not only are you working with people who know what they're talking about and are on the water and are experienced fishermen, but they're content making machines. Like constantly all the time, they're putting out new products. People from across the United States. I feel like a lot of people tend to think that it's very centralized only in Southern California. And while a lot of it is in Southern California, I get people who place orders with the YSWG code all the way out in Minnesota, all the way out in Rhode Island. And people being like, "Yeah, I saw Captain Dave put this on." I'm like, "How are these people?" It's crazy the amount of exposure that Dave, Justin, Al, and Pablo really provide for you. You get in good with them and you talk to them, and as long as you're working with them and really like providing them the products that they need, they're always going to give you that exposure that you're looking for. And I've had a lot of great success working with Dave. We've seen a lot of our internet sales numbers go up, a lot of our retailers start going up in terms of sales, just because they're putting it out there, and the community itself markets for you as well. I've had a lot of times where I walk into a store and they're like, "Oh, I had a bunch of people looking for your product," and it was right after we told Dave to push it. Dave tells his community, "Hey, this is a good product." He stands behind it, and the community goes out and they look for it, and that alone spreads awareness. And everybody in the community is awesome too. Matt, Ryan, Renee, Lisa, Jason, everybody there. I mean, I talk to a handful of them all the time, and John Stanley and everybody else, like they are a big part as well. Like you're talking about people who are on the water all the time, not only the captains, but the people in the community that share their experiences using your products as well. So it's awesome. It's definitely awesome. And if you guys are on the fence of working with Dave, don't be on the fence. You guys just have to pull the trigger and you guys will see, you'll experience it for yourself.
Jump in head first like I did.
Thank you, Brian. And Justin, having the product on Justin's boat, having it on Pablo's boat, having it on Al's boat, that just shows that your product that you're trying to sell to the masses actually works. There's no other place you can. We had a sponsor that we had a year ago, kind of blew our minds. They sat us down and they told us that they no longer want to sponsor us because we sell too many products for them.
That's crazy. I would never get in that position. I want you to sell more.
Justin and I are still trying to wrap our head around that. Unfortunately, Justin's had to scrape the stickers off of his bait tank and stuff because this company, they told us we sold too many products for them and they don't want to sponsor us anymore. And we're like, ooh, huh? What are you talking about? And you guys can all, you know who it's pretty easy to figure out who they are. They were a pretty big sponsor and then they just backed off. And their reasoning, and we have it in writing, is we sold too much of their product and too many people across the United States were buying their product with the QR code that they gave us. I'm having a hard time with that, gang. If you guys want to grab my QR code and give it to everybody, I will never complain about it. I promise. You can use my discount code and give it to everybody. You can give Justin's QR code. You can give Al's QR code. You'll never hear any of us complain that you got us too much work or you sold too many of or too many of Al's chum tubes. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard of. And this is a huge name in the industry, which is just absolutely ridiculous, but we're never going back to them. Shame on them. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've had nothing but great experiences working with Dave. So if you guys are on the fence, you guys can reach out to me and I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you guys directly, like, hey, Dave is a character, but he is by far one of the best sponsors, if not one of the best sponsors that we work with. So, and he's always open to it. Whenever I call him, he picks up. And that I can't say the same for some of my other sponsors. I'll give him a call and I wait back 3 days to hear back. But Dave always picks up. If he doesn't pick up, we hear back from him in a couple days later or in a couple hours later. Which is great. That's why we bring him. That's why we're taking him to ICAST. If you guys don't know, we'll be filming a bunch of stuff at ICAST with Captain Dave. So that's going to be fun.
And you know what the really fun thing is I love watching how Brian goes fishing with Justin, or Brian sends some product out with Justin, and the people are catching fish on it. And Okuma, they saw the power. They were like, we got to get Justin a bunch of these reels and a bunch of these rods. There's some companies that understand, and then the rest of them are just they're making print ads and putting them out and handing out postcards and stuff. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Print's a dying breed. Social media is the way to go, and not many people have as big of a platform as Dave has, and people aren't doing it the way Dave's doing it, And I think that, like, with social media becoming so much more popular amongst even the older generations and the younger generations and everywhere, it's just like you really need to have that outreach. And for some reason, people like Dave. I don't know why, but people like Dave. So
it's because of Justin and Al and Pablo.
Yeah. It definitely has a lot to do with Justin, because I know Dave alone.
You know what's really awesome. Cool? Now because of Justin, we all got turned on to the river catfish, the RCT, and it's an amazing group of people. Lisa's on here. She's giving me crap because I said she took us offline yesterday when Kelly came on, and we all just have fun digging into each other because Justin turned us on to these guys, and now John and Lance and the rest of the group, they're starting to see all the sponsors and stuff, and they have a tackle store, so it won't be long before Lance and John will be reaching out to you, Brian, going, hey, we need some of this and that over there. I think you could catch catfish on these Akara jigs. I think you could catch all that stuff that's living in the. But I'll tell you what, Justin, when you turned us on to that,
landing nets.
We all jumped over there, and this is the coolest bunch of dudes. And now they're going to start jumping in on our live fishing shows and doing live fishing out on the water when they're fishing catfish. So we're going to have them part of this because everybody wants to stop us all from fishing. Pablo's trying to get on here. It just said he made but I don't see him. There he is.
So Brian,
Barney too. Everybody's here. The whole group's here. Everybody's here.
Hey,
what's up, guys? I just wanted to pop
Hey guys.
We're getting ready. We got a 3 days of charter with the same group tomorrow. So it's all hands on deck, just getting her ready. What's up, Brian? I like the hat, brother.
What's up, dude? Yeah, it's a pretty nice hat, huh?
Yeah, Captain Dave, Captain Justin, Captain Bill. What's going on here? Captain Al?
What's
the whole
up?
team.
It's like a party. Where's the pizza party, guys?
pizza party.
Nothing to see here except for a nasty duckbill, some plumbing going on. Yeah, trying to get everything just tightened up right now. So,
how's it going, Robert?
When you hear duckbill, that means Pablo's getting to touch everybody that went to the bathroom on his boat right now. He's getting to touch everybody's poo.
That is true. That is true, and we're arguing because I'm saying it doesn't stink.
That's funny.
But
yeah, king salmon. These will do great for those king salmon too. Lance.
I was firing it back every time we got a hookup up in Alaska, trying to get bit on the slide.
Yeah, you were catching a lot of fish on those Ikaras, dude, out in Alaska.
So many. It was just absolutely insane. Hey, Bill Varney, welcome to the show.
Hey,
it was
Dave
absolutely
Hansen,
insane.
guys.
Look at this is me using the Akara jig. We were catching so many fish. It was ridiculous where we were fishing too. We were fishing in the shallow waters. Look at this little video.
It's rolling.
They're thick. Oh,
Better one.
It's a better one.
Might have a ling. Yep, big ling. On the Akara. Yeah, he's right here. There he goes.
You want the net or you want the...
It's a big ling. Get your thing down there.
What are you huffing and puffing for?
Because I'm a fat old man. I'm super out of shape.
Was that a rail rod?
Dude,
Isn't it so funny when you're in the middle of catching something and you're in the middle of the action? Your focus is so involved on catching that fish, you can't even think of what other things are called. So you're all, get that thing.
Get the thing.
You know, the thing.
Yeah, get that over there.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us, though. We forget what things are called.
And
The
then
kind,
me
say the kind.
me being the great director that I am, Ron and Pat were about to kill me. They're like, we know what to do. Shut up. And I'm just like, just doing the Dave Hansen the whole time. I just can't help it. It is what it is. I'm like, do this, do that, jump it down there, pull it up, move it around a little bit, hurry up. And I'm like, I got another one.
Pull up, pull down, pull this way. Okay, don't do it. Okay,
Put another white jig on. Justin's looking at me like, would you shut up? We got 8 white jigs on and 3 rods. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Put a white jig on. We're looking at it.
Anthony's going, Justin, we all have a white jig on. What the hell does he want us to do?
How many more white jigs he wants to put on, Dave?
But I get excited. I love fishing. I just can't help it. We ruined ourselves on that trip. The first day we got there, Justin, you wouldn't even believe it. We get there at 5:30 in the afternoon. The sun's high in the sky. And the guy at the lodge goes, hey, you guys want to go fishing? We're like, what, is it going to get dark in an hour? So he goes, no, it doesn't even get dark till 1 a.m. We're like, let's go. And we fished till 1 a.m. and then back up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's how it was every day, fishing it a zillion hours, and you don't have to go anywhere. It's just, and that Akara jig, the hookup baits, the Mad Mac, the Mad Eel, it didn't really seem to matter. I mean, every one of those lures worked great, but I'll tell you, I wanted an Akara jig on my line all the time. It was pretty cool.
Were. You know what?
What do you think of that new Akara jig? Bill, did you see it that Brian was just holding up? Show him that little tiny one, Brian.
Tiny.
Oh, wow.
What would that do in the surf?
Oh, that would definitely work in the surf. Does it have little trebles or like a single hook on it, or?
So it's going to be the same way that all our other Ikara rigs or all our other Ikara jigs are rigged, which is the double single. So one on the top and one on the bottom.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's perfect. You know, in the surf, there's all the little fry from perch. There's all the little grunion fry. Then there's all the normal fin bait, the smelt, the chovy that comes in close. Don't really see sardine in there, but the chovy. And really all of the surf fish, they eat those little fries. Now, they may concentrate on the sand crabs when there's like billions of sand crabs. Or if there's, you know, they're by the rocks, there's crab, you know, sidewinder crabs. But they all eat those little baits, so that should be interesting. I'd love to see.
No, the surf has been really good to me, and I haven't caught anything on the Ikaras off the surf yet. But I mean, just in general, right now, surf fishing has been killer. I caught a ton of halibut this past week. I caught a nice legal 26-incher too.
Oh, that's a nice fish. Now, where were you fishing? Orange County, LA County,
LA County.
Yeah,
I won't say where.
It's getting better every week, and it was absolutely on fire last week, Santa Barbara all the way to San Diego. But what was really good was the spot fin croaker fishing. And now it's spread out all over from Emma Woods at Ventura Overhead all the way to the Mission Beach, really. But in Dave's old neighborhood, I think he remembers Dana Harbor and Doheny. It was so good last week. I had probably I'd say 10 reports from down there, from San Onofre all the way up to Dana Harbor. And one guy was fishing on both sides of the jetty there at Dana Harbor, and he got a 6-pound spot fin. He got 4 that day. Wow. And then he sent me right from the rocks pictures saying, hey, I'm fishing right here. Look what we got, blah, 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 using bloodworms and soft shell sand crabs. And then I told him, if it's that good, you got to go back tomorrow because that's where they're going to be, right in that spot. They went back the next day. That was Sunday with his dad, and he sent me pictures of him and his dad with 2 more big ones. One was 6 pounds. So really,
how big of a? What's the average size for like a yellowfin croaker? Because my buddy just caught one the other day that was probably about 4 pounds.
Yeah, there's been some bigger ones this year, believe it or not. There used to be this gal that we saw a lot in Orange County. Warrior Princess was the name she went by online, and I saw her catch a 9-pound yellowfin croaker. So a lot of times you'll get kind of those school size, which are that 12 to maybe 18-inch size, but they do grow to around 10, 11, 12 pounds. So it's not unusual. And the people like her who catch the really big ones are fishing like a 3/4 ounce to 1 ounce Castmaster.
Oh, Castmaster. Yeah, we were catching these on the Pointer 110s, the whatever they're called.
The Lucky Crafts.
Lucky Crafts. Yeah. The Lucky Crafts. We were catching them on those. That's what my buddy caught a short halibut on it, and then on the drop shot, we were catching some big halibut on them too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got to continue getting dirty, but I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Good to see everybody. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow, or I got the next 3 days, Captain Dave, so let me know. And then, yeah.
You're fishing?
Next 3 days. Yes, sir.
No way. Where?
I know. I don't know yet. We're going to check it out. A little bit of south wind today, but it's a 3-day trip with the same people. So we're going to just
on that
do a little
Bertram?
bit of everything. So we're just going to hit it all that we can.
On the Bertram?
No, not on the Bertram. On the Kate Elizabeth.
No way. A 3-day trip on that boat?
No, 3 days coming in to mainland every day.
Oh, okay.
So, same group for 3 days in a row.
All right.
So
Perfect.
They come out every year. I think they come from Minnesota or something like that. And
catch a million fish.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish down here, La Jolla and stuff. And yeah, I'm definitely not coming up there.
No, that sand bass.
Too much fuel.
So, guys, if you want to get a hold of Pablo, there's his QR code. You can get out fishing with him, and he'll be live on the show the next couple days. We'll talk with you offline after the show, but there's your QR code. If you want to get a hold of Pablo, get back to work, Pablo.
Thank you, guys.
Later, dude. I'll see you,
bro.
Okay, so we got Justin in the house. He's got bunch of availability. The sand bass are right out in front of his house, right where the boat parks. He could probably just put it in gear and drop the anchor, and you could whale on him. But if you guys want to go fishing with Justin, here's his QR code, and Justin's here with us right now. Tell him what you got going on right now.
So I don't have a bunch of availability, but I do have some dates in July available. Let's start with the weekends. There's only 2 days on the weekend I have available in July. That's July 5th. And then I got a couple more. July 20th, 26th, and 27th. So I have those dates available. And then I have most of the weekdays available in July except for Wednesdays. And yeah, just message me. My phone number is 951-703-9442. So yeah, I have some dates available in July.
And those of you that have been waiting and holding on to your money and going, I want to go when it's good. It's good right now. It's really good. It's going to get better and better, but we're a cold water year. Sand bass are here in mass volume. I don't know if you heard us talking about it earlier, Bill, but they're as thick as they've ever been in the history of the planet. They can't get any thicker than they are right now between the Huntington Beach Pier and the Isers Reef. It's full-on white belly sand bass, migratory animals, the ones that they said don't exist. The highly migratory sand bass are here. It's full speed right now, and it's going to turn into yellowtail and barracuda and bonita. It's going to be great. The amount of fish that are out there, there's just not enough sea lions to affect it. And I know that's hard to believe, but there's so much fish. That's what I'm hearing. There's just so much fish that the sea lions are having a hard time figuring out who to harass. So we got that going for us.
Sea lions. The sea lions are a big issue. and we know how to whittle our way around them to catch bass. So if you're not careful, you're going to get eaten off by a sea lion. There's too many of them. There's way too many.
And then
Yeah,
Captain Al.
I was just going to say, sand bass fishing, you guys, has been so good. Justin, right off of the Huntington Cliffs there used to be piers that went out there, oil piers, and they collapsed into the ocean around the 30s. So there's all this structure right off outside the surf line. A guy caught a 7-pound sand bass from the beach on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
On a frozen
Wow.
anchovy.
There's
So
some
yeah, they're
big
all the way
sand
to the
bass out there
shore.
right now.
They're all over the place.
There's just so many of them, they can't get away from it. Okay, Captain Al Clowers, we got to wrap this thing up. What you got?
Oh, man, I have quite a few dates available from now through July. The fishing in the bay is off the hook. Everything's biting in the bay. Those sand bass are going to show up off IB Flats any day now. We'll see what happens tonight with the reports, but the island fishing is great. There's some yellowtail down there and all the rock cod you want. So whether you want to go back bay fishing in the skiff or go on the Riviera, I got you covered. You can get a hold of me direct, 619-800-3474, or go to my website, CaptainClowers.com. We're locked and loaded. We're not working on our boats. They're ready to rip.
And pay attention to the game plans coming up here. Thursday's going to be insane. And Justin, when are you going back out fishing again?
Wednesday.
Okay, so we're going to have some really phenomenal stuff to tell you about on the game plans. Bill's so excited about how great the surf fishing is right now. That's why he jumped on here. His day is going to be on Wednesday. He's going to be talking about it, but it's just so good. From spot fin croaker, yellowfin croaker, corvina, the striped bass are starting to bite, sand bass. Everything's happening because why? It's a cold water year, gang. We're super excited about it. You don't have to get on Justin's boat and go out by the Tanner or the Cortez. You can go actually fishing in front of Long Beach Harbor and catch every single thing. Yeah, you might not catch a 200-pound bluefin, but you can catch all the other fish that live in Southern California. And hang on, gang. In a couple weeks, we're going to be talking about albacore. I can almost guarantee it. If everything's set up the way I thought it would, and Justin and Al and Bill and Brian, you guys heard me talking about this for a very long time. The last 4 or 5 months, I told you this sand bass thing was going to happen, and it's here, full speed. There's no reason to wait now, gang. You've been hanging on to your rubles. You've been waiting for a good reason to go fishing. That's the only thing we can think of is you've been waiting. Now's the time. You got to get out there, surf fishing, whatever. Get to Promar, go to the QR code, go get some stuff so that you can go catch some fish like Pablo and Justin and Al do all the time. And Captain Bill Varney always has the greatest tips for surf fishing, and everything comes out on Thursdays, gang. You met the group today. The only one missing was Sonny because now he works on an 80-foot Viking, so he really doesn't have time for us common folk here. But he still does our game plans for us on Thursdays when the wind's not blowing 900 up at the Channel Islands, which is turning out to be one of the best years ever up there. My gosh, so much fish up just everywhere. Because why? Cold water year, gang. We predicted it. It happens every time that water gets back into the 65 to 67 degrees. I know you guys saw some 70-degree water in the middle of the heat in a bay on the backside of Catalina, but if you stirred the water up a little bit, it goes right back down to 65, which is phenomenal for us in Southern California. I'm going to go have lunch with Tom Rowland right now. Him and his wife are in town. First time they've ever been to Cabo. Tom Rowland has got a great podcast. I've been on it a couple times. He's from Florida, so we're having lunch with him this afternoon. Tomorrow's show is going to be phenomenal. We got Don Brockman, Justin's old boss, owner of Davies Locker and the Freelance and the Thunderbird. He's joining us with Michael Folks. Couldn't come at a more perfect time. Old school fishing, history of sport fishing. Don Brockman, I know Justin will be watching because that's his old boss. That's all of our old guru boss. Donnie was the man back in the day. He still is. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Brian, thanks for jumping in here and showing the new products from Promar. Everybody have a great day. Turn off the news. They're all lying. This is the only place you get the truth. And if you can't tell